Holy God Almighty! When I have you, I just need to sit on here for 18 minutes and talk to somebody, and it doesn't glitch out.
Or I just need to be on the show a lot more.
Like you have no idea. Like you've watched the episode since you begun. It's just,
Yeah.
and I'm just sitting there going,
God, you're thinking like a Bray Wyatt montage is coming across.
"Oh, you ain't
Oh,
seen that.
sorry, William Rotunda. William Rotunda. My bad. Sorry.
You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Just because we're mentioning that name,
I'm
you
going
ain't
to
seen
eat
nothing.
your. I'm going to eat your baby birds. It's still,
I don't think they're.
still the latest, the one I absolutely like.
I still don't think they're letting them. I still don't think they're letting them go though. I mean, for real. Like,
I don't see it.
but for this amount of time with him, not like. I mean, granted.
I mean, we're coming up in 8 days.
Like it's coming up, but I mean, I know no one can say anything, but I wholeheartedly will believe like Tony Khan wouldn't like pull the like I haven't talked to him. Like if he actually like he would just shut the hell up. He would just shut up if he was like he wouldn't go out like he's like, I got this. He wouldn't go out and say what I mean, he's never been that way since AEW started. Like, hey, what? We got this. You deal with it. Like I don't know where he's gonna go. I don't know, man. Just like Braun. Apparently in talks with all kinds of people. Good. I mean, I don't know where the hell he could fit, but as he says, he's not ready for a full-time in-ring. Like what the hell would you have done if they didn't let you go?
Yeah.
Like what would you have been doing? What you'd be on the road all the time right now if you didn't somehow go from the main event of
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. The thing he did with EC3 was I actually found a way to watch it. Like it was actually like legit. Like
that's good.
Intertwining the social media into the match, like making it feel real, like
very real. But now that we're getting into that, the platform is yours. I might cut you off because my baby's turning 100, so and I have a microphone. So I can say whatever I want to say. But as it's been a couple of weeks between 15 minutes to stupid, quarter to stupid for Raw and 2.0, which the wrestling is better than the setup. I'll give them that. And SmackDown and Dynamite, Rampage, and all of that. On here, just give me like give the world your feelings on everything that you haven't gotten to blurt about over the last couple of weeks.
I mean, honestly, AEW is still going in the right direction. We know that. Raw's Raw, SmackDown's still SmackDown. Me personally, the reason why they're keeping the title in Reigns is they want him to break Punk's record, which I think that last minute,
jab just because they can.
Just like everything between AEW doing their thing and McMahon trying to keep his thing. It's the typical back and forth that I kind of expected. I think you can probably agree now that we finally got you on the AEW train. You're welcome. And Dan Stevens.
I just never had the time.
Yeah.
Like I was so like here, there, everywhere in between.
It was rough when it started because there wasn't a lot. I mean, there were a lot of wrestlers, but then it was like everyone's like, oh, Cody Young Bucks and Adam Page and Omega. And it was the same stuff until he started really working the talent. And when they were signed, any company, I guess,
in my defense, when they started though,
it was rough.
Oh, no, I'm not even going to go there. I'm pretty sure they started. I was in a courtroom for a divorce. Thank God. Anyone in their family listening, you're welcome. Thank God I'm done with them. And then it led to and a wheelchair and COVID. And, so, I mean, in my defense, when they started I was slightly laid up and preoccupado.
Yeah.
And since then, I just didn't have the time until the last couple months. And I mean, they still have their moments where
It's
you like where
never,
you watch like, especially it's not even really the men, because the men, I mean, they're obviously I'm not trying to be sexist, chauvinistic ass wagon, but like look at the talent they have there, like all the established names they have there compared to the women. Like when you watch like a Ty Conti going for a big boot and you see her run to the corner and she misses by like 3.5 years.
yeah,
Like they still have
they need,
moments like that, and she's still phenomenal. Like they're still good.
oh
like,
yeah,
compared to where they were when they started, the women
but
are phenomenal.
that's also your camera crew though too.
No,
Like
the
you
camera,
can't really,
they don't help. But when I'm
yeah,
sitting there going,
they
like
really don't.
Hannah doesn't watch wrestling, and I was sitting there watching it back on, like, because I recorded it, and I'm sitting there going, and she's like, she didn't hit her. Like,
Yeah, especially
and this is a non-wrestling fan going,
yeah. And the big thing and I saw somebody freeze screen it, is when I think it was Cole and the Bucks and Kenny all super kicked. Who was it?
Oh yeah, that was last week, the week before.
Yeah, it was either last week or the week before. And somebody put a still out there, said knee slap party or something, or thigh slap party. Yeah, that, and it's not their fault. They could have like panned as soon as it was about to show contact and then come back to it. You know what I mean? They kind of just like leave the camera there going, okay, hopefully this works. And obviously we all know thigh slapping is used in wrestling, but it's the fact that the camera crew could have made it a little bit more.
Was it?
Even though, like guys like you and me and Dan know it's coming. Like we know they're slapping their thigh, and we're gonna look for it. But that was just like
it was the 4-on-4, right?
Yeah,
for the anniversary.
Yeah.
Hold on, like I literally, like I have a note. Like I'm real fancy now. When I got this taken care of, and I sat there going, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Yeah,
no, they didn't. Like a million.
But when you got again, when you got your other half, watching it and seeing that they missed them by a mile, then that kind of.
So we're talking about when Kenny, Adam, and the Jacksons were against Cutler, Bryan, Christian, and the Jurassic Express.
Yes. Yeah, you could have just panned a little bit, and then came back. I mean, I'm not a professional camera person, but
I mean, I'm not a professional camera person. Just watch the video since I got the new microphone. But I'm just sitting here going, this normally takes like the 6th, 7th time for it to finally actually work without freezing on me. I don't even care about glitching anymore. Just don't freeze on me. And yeah, like Hannah, again, she never watched wrestling and but been together over 4 months. And she hasn't even started until like the last month or two, really trying to. And she's like, and I'm sitting there going, but it's that bad. What, when there's a non-wrestling person going, that looked terrible. Like, I know. Or when Lashley talks and she's like, and she like the first time she turned on Raw, she went, is he trying? And his eyebrows are faked. He microblades. Like, okay, like those are your first thoughts when you see the Almighty while he was still champion. Like when she clicked it on for a second, like, is he trying? And those aren't his real eyebrows. And he's microblading. And he's doing this. Look at all the makeup. I'm like, you should have saw him and Rusev with Lana during the wedding thing. His makeup ran off on her. But back to where we were going, they have gotten better, because I went back and watched a lot of the stuff from the beginning, and that wasn't even anything against them. I just, after I got ran over, I just didn't care.
Yeah.
Like I was worried about one thing, and that was rising up from said chair and fighting with the VA, but what else is new? But like a lot, like the women's roster needs more help, and them getting Ruby, I think is a
Yeah,
plus
that's
because
definitely.
Britt can still do her because she's doing her thing with Anna Jay right now, I believe, after their thing
Yeah.
last week. Um, she could do, Britt can do that, and then Ruby can still work with Penelope Ford and the Bunny and get them more experience because, no offense to them, Ruby was a lot of places before she went to the machine that is the
Oh
WWE.
yeah.
So she can help build that, like, so they can actually have more feuds for the females to get more of them actually doing stuff that matters and having matches, which will help them all around. And yes, the cameras don't help, but I mean, no matter where
Yeah.
the camera was, unless it was horrifically right, like on her side, like everyone under the sun missed, like saw that kick missing by like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like if Malachi Black can take the bottle cap off of the bottle without moving the bottle or anything, like because his kicks are that good where he's still connecting, but he's not actually killing it, then I'm sorry, you should be able to get a big boot in the corner, like somewhere near them, not like,
Yeah.
And what do you think of Grand Slam, the 2 nights?
It was good. I enjoyed it. An overall good solid event.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't really have any, to be honest, I didn't really have any nitpicking on it. They pretty much followed through with what they promised. I mean, and that's no offense. That's what AEW does. They do deliver on their promises.
No.
There's really small, there's not a lot of small things that I can't really not, and everyone's got their opinions. Everyone's going to stand
Everyone
by.
has their opinion.
Yeah, everyone's going to stand by which company they want to, side
I want them
with,
both.
but,
I want them both to do good because that makes it better for all across the board. Like that's what I.
Yeah, it makes it for what we're doing.
My only
and feeding back to wrestling fans.
My only problem with the whole thing was the 8-man tag starting off the show on Dynamite.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, nothing else they put out the rest of the night lived up to them. Just, I mean, it wasn't like a normal WWE where they have that many people and it felt rushed. Like they gave them enough time where everyone got their stuff in. It made complete and utter sense. You're sitting there going, you never did that in WWE. Like there was like and it was good. And then the rest of the night you're going, top that. It was kind of like, it was kind of like a crown jewel going, hey, what? Here's the Hell in a Cell. Good luck. That's just, it's not fair, but yeah, overall, like I was impressed. And since then, Punk has gone back to the trunks. Please stay with the trunks. I'm sorry, him just dragging those things out to long pants just doesn't look right. But I don't have. I mean, I've done shows without you. We've all heard what I said about it. It was really just minute things but I said, moving forward, they got Ruby now. Like they have more people so they could work on the women more. And Luchasaurus.
The division can really probably be the best pro wrestling women's division ever. It's just getting them into that groove and
it's getting them there,
finding their strengths and weaknesses. Who can we pair with who and deliver?
WWE still has Charlotte and Sasha. I'm sorry, like as much as like she hurts our head, and Bailey whenever she comes back, like those three are still better.
Oh yeah,
than their whole entire roster. Like they're not like it's gonna take years for them to beat that. I mean, and Bliss, regardless of what character she's doing, like she's great when she's in one piece. I had my sinus and all that put together, so she shouldn't be gone that long, even though it's WWE. So, but I think they can give them at least the women's division could be actual competition soon.
Yeah,
is my feeling. Like it won't be like complete competition, but they'll at least be in the conversation.
Yeah,
soon, and I really want them to do good, just because TNA, Impact, whatever the hell we're. The million things.
I mean, it said you mentioned Charlotte Flair. You also have Cher, at the beginning of Raw, and then Flair showed up, to actually wrestle. That was a hard mess. I'm sorry, whoever did. I'm not nothing against Charlotte Flair. Whoever did her makeup, wow, like, ooh, that was rough.
Yeah, I sat there and I think Hannah,
That
Hannah was next to
was,
me because I don't remember what the hell we were doing. Honestly, don't. But I was like,
yeah.
ooh, it's 8:06. And I'm sitting there going, but and since I mentioned Charlotte and all of her like she's had more work done to her face and I got hit by a truck. Yeah. A few weeks ago, she watched what like 2 or 3 weeks ago, she looked at her and went, oh yeah, what? Because I mentioned it and well, she saw it and then she went and looked on the internet and like, yeah, since last year, she's like, yep, she had some work done. I'm like, yes, she has.
Not just some.
She's had a lot. But
Like
yeah, that was
like plastic surgery and ADHD don't go together.
yeah, like it
It's,
wasn't good by any
I mean, I know she dropped a lot of weight. So, like, when you have that kind of
but
stuff, then you drop the weight, then you kind of got to counteract what you
yeah,
did
but
with
she
what,
didn't
you know.
she didn't have any weight to lose. Like that was her problem.
Yeah.
Like you and me, like I could lose 20 pounds to catch up to you and then 20 more to catch up to where I was before I got like, ran over. Charlotte,
I
I'm
just gotta
sorry.
go.
I'm
I
sorry.
just
Like
gotta,
you should have took all the weight
yeah.
that they pulled out of you and inserted into your ass because of all the surgeries, you still have no ass.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick, but
I mean, I got
between
like
your
20
face
pounds.
to look better.
Yeah, I got like 20 pounds I need to re-lose because of all the stress. I would,
I mean, you've been dealing with a
I would
lot of
love,
crazy.
yeah. I'm not,
What?
I said earlier, I'm not going to lie. I do not like my appearance, and I'm just going to be honest. Like, and just a quick mention, everyone that watches the show that knows what happened, I do appreciate the support and everything with what has happened.
We
It's
do have
been
a great
rough,
audience.
So
We have a great audience.
being able to see that with you carrying the last couple of weeks and seeing that the numbers are still increasing and staying where they're at, I want to try and get on here more as I can. It's not just one thing. It's a couple
It's a
things
million
right
things.
now.
It's a lot of things.
So
I think I've been holding down the fort as good. I'm
nah,
holding down the fort as good as I can.
You've been doing phenomenal. No pun to AJ Styles, but
until all the chaos is through and you can get back on here. I have no problem holding down the fort. Just pay no attention to the bags under my eyes, the sudden glow of this candle because it smells like freshly harvested apples. So you, yeah, I have no problem with that. You've been doing you, and you doing you hasn't been the easiest thing to do. So I have no problem holding it down. And I generally tell people I'm very appreciative of the people that we have holding on and sticking around. The listeners on Spotify and all those platforms. It's dropped off a little, but they are slowly coming back since I started doing more. And those 3 weeks when I did nothing really wasn't on Justin. Like he was still dealing with all of that. And I went to PA for a week. So that was the one that I just didn't care. Like I was trying to catch up on, like, I'm like, cool. It took me 3 days to catch up on all the other stuff. Then it took me a whole week to catch up to all the other stuff. And then by the time I was caught up, there's a whole another week of stuff. Like, Jesus Christ, on a Sunday, when does it ever stop? But yeah, we're always here for you. We got your back, buddy. And the numbers have been, good on Facebook. We're not on Instagram because maximum hour-long videos. We've been known to talk a little bit longer than
I did see the Audible there. Apple, great. I mean,
Audible, Amazon Podcast, and iHeartRadio.
Oh yeah, and Amazon, yeah, but nice.
And iHeartRadio. See, when everyone thinks I'm just sitting around doing nothing, to include the lady in the living room right there. I never stop moving and finding new things to put us on and to keep it going. But in order to keep it going, what do you see going forward with everything, whether it's AEW stuff?
AEW is definitely gonna continue to flourish. They'll fluctuate. I think.
Oh yeah.
We're coming up to some of these guys now that contract renewals are coming up and they're sticking around, obviously. So that's a good thing. That means,
I think they hurt themselves though last week on Friday by doing the Brian, and what's his name?
Oh, you mean the half-hour head-to-head with SmackDown deal?
But they did an hour before that just on their YouTube channel. Like you should have switched to live on their own network and put that match against the garbage that they had at the beginning of the hour for SmackDown because they knew they were alone. You should have put Daniel and them and Ty Conti and them at, like you should have put that competing on there. I know you guys are giving the network enough, your network enough. I know AEW's giving way more than enough money to keep them afloat compared to everything else they have on there. Like they should have done that just for a fair comparison. But as long as they keep doing what they're doing and keep moving the women's thing together, they're doing good. Punk, he's still, not everyone's complaining about Punk. You've seen him complaining about Punk. Like he might be winning, but goddamn, is he making everyone look really, really good in the process?
Thing. And it
was like Edge and Seth. No matter what, they made each other look good. Neither one had to win. They still looked good.
And I read a few things. They wanted to appease the fans. You can't just have Punk come in and lose right away.
You can't have Punk come in and just lose to everyone.
Yeah. I mean,
what the hell good does that? That actually does more damage.
One match loss for Darby Allin isn't against Punk isn't going to define the rest of his career. He's still young. He still has time. He's going to make a good wrestler out of himself.
And he's got Sting with him.
Yeah, like
what's his name? Powerhouse Hobbs. Like no one even knew who the hell he was.
Yeah.
No offense to him, but when the hell do you hear his name ever? Like people going on him because he's winning, he's going to put people over. Like the matches he's having with people is actually putting people over just as much as him.
Yeah.
Ryan, he's putting on great matches. I mean, do I ever see him being champion there? I mean, I'm sure they'll give it to him.
I don't know. Like, I don't think.
I'm saying them doing it would make sense though.
Yeah, but like
Kenny. Like they can have matches with anybody. I'm still not impressed with Kenny. I look at him and I hear him talk and I just get angry. Sorry, Meltzer. And by the way, have you ever watched Dark Side of the Ring? For any human being, and you have been in my house that complains about how disgusting my bar top is, because I have a few stacks of stuff here and there. Holy shit, have you watched Dark Side of the Ring and seen Meltzer's office? That thing is one match away from burning the whole house down. So any one of my friends that has been in my house that is shit on me because I have a few stacks here and there, and I can still tell you where everything is of just important stuff. Like here's the VA stack, here's this stack, because I need to know where the hell it is. Watch Dark Side. Look at Meltzer.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is disgusting.
Oh yeah, it is.
Anyway, but Brian, like it would make sense if he got it. Like they gave Christian, the Impact thing, he could do that. Like to give Kenny a break. I mean, Daniel can still, but Daniel doesn't.
And that's
need
the thing
it
with Christian, not to.
He looks great, by the way.
He does. Like he fits the Impact title. Not saying that it's not as good as what the AEW title would be on him, but for the fact because
he's been there before too.
It's like, so he knows 80% of the people that are still there. I think, I don't know. I came across Impact like a week or so ago just for the fact of the Heath Slater Rhino thing. Like I wanted to see how Heath was doing because he was injured.
Did you know?
Looks good, still jacked. Yeah, well, he's got 2 daughters, not 25 kids, just 2 daughters.
Oh, I know, but he's got kids.
Yeah, but he looks good. Like he's still,
Oh yeah, like he's still good for himself.
He fits Impact and then I could see him crossing over with AEW, but I don't see the full circle him with Drew and what Jinder was. You know what I mean? Like I just
let's not mention Jinder.
And it's nothing offensive to Heath. It's not.
Let's not mention Jinder. Jinder, the only reason he's meant anything since they came back is because they knew they were breaking into the India market. And guess what happened the second they did? Suddenly, gender didn't matter anymore. Even before he got hurt, I don't want to fucking hear it from anybody. Before he got hurt, he meant nothing. He came back, and the most memorable thing we have is Shanky getting the living shit beat out of him with 2 steel chairs, which, by the way, is the
times.
Greatest thing that Drew McIntyre did, regardless of his title run. He held down the fort during COVID and Thunderdome, but beating the living hell out of Shanky, because I'm sorry, Veer looks like he could be a superstar. He looks like he can kill a guy. He has a look. Shanky is just a weird looking, like 7'3" guy.
Yeah.
Omos at least looks like he can kill you. Shanky, you're just like, he's a goofy looking bitch. Like hit that bastard with the chair, and then you're going, okay, Drew's. Okay, I'm out of fingers. Let's go on toes. Okay, now I'm out of those too. I don't know what to count, but just Now I don't care what Mick Foley had to say. I love Mick Foley to death. Dear God, that was amazing. But like again though, Brian winning is I think it's good. Christian where he is good. I think the work that Cole is doing since he got there with the Bucks, even though I look at the Bucks and I just get angry, the stuff he's doing with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, I think that'll lead to good things. FTR, I still hate them.
I never ever really been sold.
I didn't like them in WWE. I hated them in WWE. Yeah. Never mind, dudes. Fu Manchu. There was just something like they definitely didn't fit in WWE.
Yeah,
that was for sure. They didn't fit in WWE. They didn't fit in NXT. Like them leaving was the best thing they could do because they're just not WWE guys. But I still don't get it. Like I've said it on the show repeatedly.
I still don't get the shower thing and the one shaving the other's back. Like I don't get that.
There's a bunch of dumb associated with a bunch of it.
Yeah.
No one can deny that. And then we have we covered Raw, we covered AEW. SmackDown, I think this leaves that's all said and done. Draft is done. This is done. By the way, I still think that Crown Jewel was better than Mania card-wise.
Oh, yeah. Like, I didn't
even if there were matches that we knew what was going to happen, they were still good matches, and it was still better than the shit they threw on Mania just to throw it on.
My biggest thing that I was so happy for, Xavier King Woods. Thank you. I knew Balor didn't need it, and Xavier, the
best part about this right now is you have this thing called a job. So you didn't hear my preview show because you were working. My exact feelings, I counted it as wrong. I only said Finn was going to win because then he would go from a prince to a king. But my argument against him winning was if Xavier wins, he gets his moment. I wish he would get a title, but he gets it. And then with him and Kofi on SmackDown, that sets up a thing with him being the king and Nakamura being the king with Boogs to get Boogs and them more work to determine who's going to be the big king. And even if they take it away from him, he still won it in the first place, regardless of how long it lasts. Xavier got his moment that he's always wanted, and it sets up him and Boogs. Again, Nakamura and Boogs against the New Day. It already sets up a thing automatically day one when they get there. So I did say that on there. I just didn't think they were actually. I didn't know which one they were going to pull. I just figured, that they were going to give it to Balor after that whole oh look, the turnbuckle exploded shit when they ruined the demon gimmick.
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't like it, but
I didn't like it either.
I mean, it protected him. No, it didn't.
I was kind of
he just got mauled, jumped right back up, and he killed everybody, and the turnbuckle exploded, so he fell down, and he was dead. Like, I'm sorry, why have him resurrected? And he kills the turnbuckle explodes, so he falls down and he's just done. Well, I'm sorry, that was the dumbest shit since.
Especially when you have the stupidest, when you have
the Fiend and Seth in the Hell in a Cell.
When you have another stupid cameraman, not at the right angle, and you see someone clearly cut the rope. Like, I mean, that's good. That's good TV.
See, thankfully, I was watching. I didn't have my glasses on, so I was doing one like right now, like you look like you're 300 feet away right now because I took those off. So like, how are they going to screw 'em? Oh, wait, found it. So, but I mean, if you're blind as hell, you didn't see it. But and then I could protect them. It's like, I mean, I guess not really though. Like, but that was like the only sacred gimmick you had left. Like Taker's gone, the demon gone. Like you don't have any of those big things. Like
I really thought Taker was going to show up. I mean, he got to go to Pitbull's concert over there. I think
it had to. I think it had to be so good though for him to go and introduce him, and then not have to show up. And like, think they probably had him as like some kind of producer back there. I mean, they had. Him, he was doing something. If he was in Saudi Arabia, he was there doing something.
Yeah.
Like, without a shadow of a doubt, the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, because no offense to The Rock, Taker showed up for that many decades and people are like, he showed up to introduce Pitbull and the people lost their mind. Like, no offense, Rock. You got booed. You got booed out of Philly after Roman won the Royal Rumble because you couldn't save it. Taker will get cheered everywhere. He is the most like goosebump riding, electrifying man ever. But
you know what though? Matt Riddle is a camel riding kind of guy.
But as we're getting see that, Overall, though, I mean, SmackDown, I think Charlotte, so they're gonna, her and Becky are gonna do the title swap thing, whatever.
I was kind of like,
that was the worst part about it though, because I told Hannah, I was like, what? And I pointed at like Sasha, I'm like, what? She's not winning. Like, how do you know? Because Sasha went over to SmackDown with the Raw Women's title, which means those two going to Raw are gonna win.
Yeah, like they could have capitalized on actually the title changing hands. Really, they could have
freaking everyone out.
Yeah, but that was like the perfect opportunity.
But Sasha is the one thing pinned, which means Bianca didn't, which means they're going to set it up.
Yeah,
they're going to carry it on. I went over that in my reaction show, which again, you were working and dealing, so you didn't get to hear it yet. Thank you, God. Yeah, like what they set it up. Like that's exactly what I don't even mean to be mean when I say it. Like they had Sasha take the L.
The only thing
because then Bianca didn't get pinned.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't, women wise, I was kind of hoping for Doudrop. I really was. I mean, I understand why they gave it to Vega, and I think it was. I read an article, it was more the fact that she was supposed to wrestle on 9/11, her whole family thing.
Because people died and they completely shafted her.
Yeah, like I get it. I'm not saying Zelina Vega is not worth, and I think they did partially why they did is to keep her there. I don't think they want her.
What were they going to do? She just signed a contract a few months ago. She ain't going.
Well, no, but I mean,
but if she left, no one would care.
Yeah.
No offense to her. She left and we're all, huh. They were like, oh, what? Alistair go? Oh, no. And then suddenly she re-signed. We're like, what? But sorry, Malachi. And Doudrop was on such a roll. But on a positive note from that, Doudrop can keep being Doudrop. And and Hannah was completely impressed with. It's like what literally thank God for Zelina's core. Why? Because she didn't flip over. It didn't matter how much Doudrop dropped. If she didn't have the strength to flip over like that, she'd be folded in half like an accordion right now. But that lets Doudrop keep being Doudrop, so she can keep going, like winning matches, going for the title. And we know what they're gonna do with Zelina now that she has the Queen's thing. They're gonna do what they do with everyone else. She's gonna be just a complete asshat running around talking about she's the greatest thing ever, but she's not actually gonna get anywhere. Corbin was the best one lately to put the King thing down, and he didn't. And he didn't get nothing for it.
Well, even with Sheamus, like Sheamus took and ran with that. Corbin took and ran with that. And again, Xavier Woods, again, I think he can take and run with it. They at least the consistency.
Yeah, I think him, and I just hope they even if they just give him and Kofi the tag titles, like at least give him something, because the King of the Ring the
Yeah.
last couple times has meant nothing.
Yeah.
They
I
got
mean, not that it
they
didn't
got
mean
no
anything to, not that
they
it
got
didn't
no
mean anything to,
titles,
yeah, and I
because it
know
used to
that's like,
mean
okay, that's
titles.
the, yeah, I know. And, I get that. And I'm not going to lie. Again, not just Xavier, but Corbin and Sheamus, they made it work without it.
Oh, Sheamus.
I mean, well, Sheamus was already world champion before that anyway. So it's just another accolade. Corbin, I missed
something out of it.
I missed Corbin when he did the lone wolf thing, and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking Corbin. Everything that he has been dealt, he has done great. And Corbin, to me, at this point, with what he's been able to do, with what he has been given, he's one of those wrestlers that even if he doesn't ever win a world title, I could see going into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he will
someday. Like, just because he's good.
Body
he
of
is
work.
Good. Yes, exactly.
He's been Lone Wolf, Constable, GM, King, depressed, miserable, suicidal. Not to make any jokes about that, but I mean, like, here's the end of my life.
Yeah.
Happy, which, by the way, God bless, get rid of that idiot with him.
Yeah, you can get rid of the other dude. Yeah.
Please, for the love of God, what you're really overselling terrible jokes.
Yeah.
And you're doing your job, but it's actually diminishing all those other things that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, because they're terrible. I don't care how much money you have. Those things suck. You can't suddenly be, but that's terrible.
Yeah.
But otherwise, going forward, I think SmackDown's in good hands. It gives Charlotte people to work with. And they pretty much like swapped the whole entire tag team division. Like on both shows, I actually have it here because I've been good on this. Proud of myself. But New Day going over there, whatever.
Profits going to Raw.
Yeah, Profits, I think they deserve to be like,
oh yeah,
SmackDown was their home regardless.
Yeah, like, and honestly, I think
once Roman got the title, there was no chance they were going to be champions ever anyway.
Yeah, and I think Riddle and Randy would be the perfect fit to
like I said earlier,
pass the ball.
Like I said earlier, Randy and them and Riddle can work with anyone compared to AJ and Amos. Randy can work with anyone. Riddle, it's on great match. Like those two in the tag division working with all the teams they just got over there works.
Yeah.
Sorry, no offense. AJ can have a match tonight, but Amos, like, you're not going to believe it. Like, what does everyone do? He's on the apron. They kick him. He falls down. They pull him off the thing. So he hits, like, no matter what, some stupid thing.
And it's the same thing over and over.
Yeah. It's repeated. Like, it never ends. But, like, I mean, it works really, really good. I'm glad they split up. Maybe Dijakovic can go back to Dijakovic. The Alpha Academy, I think that could be a great thing.
Yeah.
For Raw. I think that could be like really, really good. But I mean, like, and then you go to SmackDown. Like, you get Garza and Carrillo to give them something to do. And I thought, and they're both super talented.
Yeah.
To give them something to do so they can go. They're the Raiders, like the Viking Raiders. They needed something because when they came out at that pay-per-view with people like no one, like this is the first time we were seeing wrestling forever. There wasn't a cricket. No one cared. So that'd be good for them. And the Usos are great to work with everyone. Roman's still putting on great stuff going forward.
Yeah, but
and him and Brock are going to have a thing sooner or later.
Oh yeah, they'll have something at the Rumble.
You said this 6 or 7 months ago. They're grooming what? Drew's going to be the guy to put him down. You said that months ago. Them beating Punk's record is screwed, but I mean, they had literally did twin magic on a Monday Night Raw to disqualify Nikki so that she could hold on to the title and beat AJ's record by literally one day before the pay-per-view on Sunday, and Charlotte beat her. Of course, they're just, little jabs. They can't help themselves no matter what the hell Vince says. But I think going forward, they're actually in really good. We'll see what they're going to do. But they set themselves up really good with
yeah.
champions, the way they have them set and the way they move the tag divisions. I'm kind of sad that Seth and Edge are going to be on the same show because I'm pretty sure they're going to keep it going regardless.
Yeah.
Bianca and Becky, because of the way that because
But that's
Bianca
the thing,
didn't
like,
get pinned,
everyone,
they're going to keep it going.
Yeah, and I see
They're on to new things. No, they're not.
Yeah, like I see the negativity with this whole Edge and Seth over and over again. Every single time they have
They're
wrestled,
phenomenal.
it's something
And it's
different. You know what? We had Triple H and Triple H and The Rock back and forth for the Intercontinental title for what, 8-9 months? Like, dude,
I'm not complaining about it.
It's today's fans that are fresh into it and not seasoned like us that can't be happy. Just can't be happy.
I just hate Michael Cole and all the commentary. It's a brand new start. It's a fresh start. It's an all new. Like, no, cocksucker. What? This is the stuff they were doing on SmackDown. They just moved it over here to Monday night.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, what you could try to say it's a new beginning all you want. It's the same shit they were doing on Fridays. They're just moving it over to Mondays.
Yeah.
Not trying to be sorry. You know what? In fact, I'm going to be like Reese's. Not sorry.
Speaking of Mondays, I hope they do something with Owens. For God's sake, do something with Kevin Owens.
Well, like the stuff he did last year with Roman. Before the year change, when he was like, he deserves something. Like, because he saved those matches.
Owens' contract's coming up. There's been signs out in the AEW crowd.
They better give him son. Like, if he goes, like, that's where they're gonna, like, sooner or later, they're gonna lose enough people that people like the WWE, like stalwarts, the crazy are gonna turn and go like, well, let's see what the hell he is doing there.
Like, I'm gonna just wild inclining right now. Kenny eventually drops the title, starts doing his own thing. Owen shows up, is inserted with the Jacksons and Adam Cole. It all works out, baby.
Please, God.
It all works out.
It does, but for what Kevin's
been doing I'm calling it.
But for what Kevin's done all these years, it doesn't fit him. Like, keep him in WWE. What you need him in WWE. I mean, holy shit, look at his last man standing with Roman. That match was ungodly because of solely him until Paul Heyman couldn't work a key. And it was still ungodly because of it. Like, he was like, their whole series was phenomenal. No pun intended. Damn it, AJ Styles. But hey, the Young Bucks.
Remember when the clock says 9:15.
They, or
3:15
or 3:16. I just wanted to throw that out there, but God, like, just don't let him go.
Sorry, 3:45. My bad.
I know,
I got my time.
But
wrong.
Look at him. I'm saying, but just don't let him go. Like, for all the stuff he's been doing, don't be that dumb.
Kevin Owens is getting up in age, according to Vince McMahon. He wants that young, fresh talent.
Yeah, except look at the people selling merchandise. It's still all the old bastards. Guess what? Roman's getting old, and Brock's an ancient at this point. Who, by the way, Brock Lesnar was in the best shape we've seen him since when he first cut onto the roster. Like, Brock was cut at Crown Jewel. So good for you.
Yeah, I was going to say his run before this one, he kind of really let himself go.
I mean, but in that time he was moving to Saskatchewan. I mean, like,
yeah.
Like, at least then he was doing all kinds of things and moving and like, but he looked good tonight.
Yeah.
Finally. Hopefully, I think Brock should finally give himself a good run, like traveling all the time. Like, I think Brock should do one more, just because, like, think of all the guys he could put over. Like, he never will. He'll never even hear this. But as he lives in Saskatchewan, I'm pretty sure when you live in Saskatchewan, you don't give a single about what anyone's saying. But it would be great to see him, like, talent that they have. But Brock, Vince keeps pulling them back.
Wild card theory. I would love to see Brock Lesnar and Gable Stevenson, just for the fact that they are close and they have worked with each other.
Hey, Steveson. There's not an N.
Whatever.
It's Steveson.
Oh well.
Steveson. Made no goddamn sense to me why he got drafted as one of the draft picks when he's not even gonna expected to have the match until what, Mania? Which last time I checked is 6 months away.
I heard things about throwing him with Alpha Academy.
I've been hearing through the thing that he's not supposed to have a match until Mania. Now, if he goes and does stuff like that, like, yes, but I mean, as big as he was, the medals he won, I can see them holding out for forever. It would have been just a great like pop to have him show up somewhere, I think, over getting a draft pick.
As long as we have no more Kurt Angle illegitimate child angles, please. For the love of God.
That should have been Gable.
We all know who should have been the illegitimate child.
Should have been Gable. But with that being said, you're 100% right. Like, that should have been Gable. But he was ready, willing, and Gable. And he was the one that had to fight to be Jason Jordan's tag team partner on NXT to make American Alpha. And he's the only one that's still actually active anyway. We talked about Raw and SmackDown. We talked about AEW. 2.0. I still hate the set, but Braun Breaker, I mean, he's showing he has his dad and his uncle in him. Ciampa still doing his thing. I think it'll be a damn shame to get the title off of Ciampa this fast after he never lost it last time, just to have him drop it this fast. I think that would be a damn shame, but Braun is good. I just think they should keep it on Ciampa for a little bit longer and keep building everybody. Like, I
think everyone's thinking it's going to happen quickly. I think they're actually going to do the smart thing. As much as we don't have any faith that Vince wants to do the smart thing.
And Bruce, no offense, Bruce.
I think they're going to build it. And I think that the main factor that it's not going to be rushed is because they respect how Ciampa feels.
They should. Like that
I'm
guy. I'm
just saying.
That guy is that whole, no matter how good Braun's doing, no matter like
Ciampa is like the NXT's Undertaker. His opinion matters, and they will listen because they know that.
And I just wish
Ciampa is Ciampa.
I just wish Charlotte would play that role because she could build so many people. But we're on to NXT 2.0. No, but I still watch it. Like, I hate the set. The matches have been better. Like, again, the first night we talked about it afterwards. What the hell did you expect? I mean, the first night, you know, they're going to rush a bunch of dumb shit through there. They had no choice. Look, I'm just cussing at Will.
Oh, it was trial.
Look what happens when Justin comes back. Cussing at Will, but they had to run through a bunch of shit as fast as they can to get as many faces out there.
Trial by fire, brother.
Since then, though, the matches have gotten better. I wish they would give the grizzled young veterans something instead of just having them out there to be that team to lose to people every time, because there's a reason you had them in the Dusty Cup Classic twice in the finals. It's a damn shame. I think it's a travesty to put them how they're booking them.
Yeah. I could see them leaving and working out in AEW.
They need to, because they've been shit on. There you go again. Look, everyone that's been watching the last couple of weeks on both of my shows, I've been very good. They've been getting shit on for weeks. And they're better than that. And this week, they didn't even let them talk on the way to the ring. Like, they're some of the best people to have a microphone in their hand.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Gibson might be better than Drake, but who gives a goddamn? They talk better than most people. He has been getting shafted.
Yeah.
And they're just going out there. Imperium, I think they deserve better. MSK got booed because obviously Imperium was like, you can't chant, you guys suck, or whatever the hell they were chanting at this point on Tuesday. I don't remember, but it was derogatory. They weren't chanting it at the guys that were laying on the ground, laid out after they got attacked. So MSK getting booed at.
Yeah.
Give it to Imperium what they're better. Like, overall, like, let MSK, they had their moment. Let them build back up.
Yeah.
because they came from nowhere. Just get like no one else
Yeah,
ever
and
got
I
that.
think, and no offense, they're a great tag team, but they also need to be humbled. Just like any up and coming that's handed.
Hold on, what's his name?
For,
Austin Theory, who got
now
up and
look,
coming.
now look, he was humbled and he built,
he literally
he clawed his way back up.
He spent over a year literally just being Johnny Gargano's patsy, just walking around going, oh yeah, and getting his ass whooped for a year. Like, I'm sorry, don't throw them into the fire. Only Kurt Angle's ever been humble enough to like do that. No, like, and I love Kurt. You know what? He won an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
Yeah.
In case someone missed that somehow, wherever planet you're living on. With that, hopefully Imperium gets him. They're working on a lot of stuff. Hit Row going up to SmackDown. I think that's good.
Too soon?
I can't believe that Legado wasn't the one to do it.
Yeah.
I
hear a lot of negativity, like, oh, they're not going to work out on SmackDown. They're not going to work out, and I hope Hit Row
on the main
works out. I think they will prove the doubters wrong.
And they put them on SmackDown, which means there's less, idiocy involved because there's less time and all.
And I think Hit Row could be the ones, I would say, within the year, if the Usos need to take time, I think they would be the ones to take the tag titles and be able to shift
the whole thing
into that light to where everyone does enjoy Hit Row. I enjoy them. I think they're slowly building. They're not like, oh my God, it's Hit Row, but they're being worked in properly.
My biggest problem with Hit Row is, you ready for this? Everyone else has heard this. They literally went from getting kidnapped and thrown in the trunks of cars to just, hey, we're here on SmackDown.
And maybe that's just the fact that they knew it didn't work out, and hopefully everyone.
Like, how do you do their last thing with 3 of them getting kidnapped and thrown in the back of a car and driven away on, so Swerve's on his own, and then you just walk away and, hey, well, we're on SmackDown. Like, how the do you do that? Beat the hell, like, I don't know. Have them there. Have a little schmoz happen, as they used to call them, outside with Hit Row and like Legado going at it. Like, how the hell do you have them literally getting assaulted, thrown in the back of a car, and driven away, like kidnapped, and they just walk away like, hey, what? We're on SmackDown now. Like, how whoever, like Bruce and Vince, whoever the hell wrote that and thought it was a good, like, I'm sorry, if I got thrown in the back of a car, regardless if it was in wrestling, I'm not just walking away happy and going to SmackDown, because that makes you look like a little bitch, and it does nothing to help you. It actually makes you look worthless because you got assaulted, thrown in the back of a car, and then you're cool. I'm out. Like, it did nothing to help them. Whoever wrote that is fired. Except, I'm sorry to tell everybody, the guy that has the final say, you can't fire him.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a board of people, so they probably could fire him. But who has the balls to fire him? Watch Dark Side. There's enough stories about Vince. Everyone seems to have a Vince going story, except for New Jack. Somehow he got midgets on TV. No offense, Tiny. Like, don't kill me. But like, otherwise, besides the New Jack story, everyone had a Vince story.
Yeah.
Sorry, Vince. Crystal loves you, but you're kind of a tool. But I hope they do good. I thought Legado should have went.
Yeah.
So I think as a unit, they're, except for like Elektra Lopez or whatever the hell her name is. Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm sorry, she's not that good. She's overweight. I'm overweight, so I could say that. Like she's not what she was. Just like and you can't say that about what the hell is her name? I hate her. With her little dog. She had a little dog. She's with Robert Stone.
Oh, Monet.
Yeah, I hated. Like, I'm sorry. Valkyrie is better than Frankie Monet with Robert Stone, who happened to used to be in TNA and Impact and all that, where she was really good. It's not that good.
I think we covered just about everything.
It's
Bright
not
future
that
for
good.
that bright future for NXT. It's going to take time. It's going to take time.
As long as they keep Ciampa champ.
Yeah.
Because that keeps him working with everyone. And Von Wagner working with Kyle O'Reilly. I think that's a good thing. I thought that was good. Like for a backstage segment with them doing it like that actually didn't piss me off. Them running with logs and like what? I used to do that in PT. What? Take this shit. Okay. You just run and deal with it. Maybe we've just been hazed too many times, but you know, it worked. Like I am gonna say she right there. She should be hosting Halloween Havoc.
Oh God, yeah, I heard about
Not
that.
LA Knight, which had his match with Grayson Waller that literally lasted 45 seconds. Like what?
Well, they're having guest appearance from Chucky.
Oh, I know, but like, what was the point? Like, because she did it so good last year. Well, you want that one, or you want that one, or you want that one down there in the stack. She did it better. No one cares about LA Knight. I'm sorry. How much you try to push him, no one gives a shit. He does his role very well, but no one cares. People care. Like, I get it. Like, he can wrestle. He can do it. Like, he's just.
I'd rather have my 6-year-old host Halloween Havoc than LA Knight. I'm sorry.
Like, have me host it in a bad mood. You never know what the hell's going to happen, but holy shit, at least it'll be good. Like, he's not going to do like Shotzi made that beautiful last year. Yeah. And sadly, she was never dressed up like.
Hey, but guess who was running the show last year?
That guy that had heart surgery. Jesus Christ. I think when he woke up, and hey, wait, you're not in NXT anymore. You. Everything's beeping in the room. Ah! Amazing how you haven't heard anything from him.
Yeah, I know.
But now that we've covered all of that, and we're going to have some fun moments. What is your remembrance of It's a Hand? Because we were both crying when we talked about it the first time. Like, now that you've watched everything everyone's listened to is watched, you know, whether it's the Broken Skull sessions or went and actually watched it or remembers it, like, goddamn, what do you remember? Like, It's a Hand. What? Like that.
And it's not John Cena. So you at least saw it.
We saw the stupid and it worked.
Yeah.
Like, please, for the love of God, that's why AEW needs
the only thing I did not like in that kind of era, the only thing that kind of perturbed me, and I saw an article on it, was the whole
perturbed
thing.
Recently with Kane.
I just saw an article on that.
I saw that last night.
I can't believe they got away with that shit. Oh my God. Like, could you imagine how much hate social media would put on Vince McMahon? Oh my God. Like, I'm like, no doubt, man. Like, can you, I mean, for God's sake, not to get political, people are upset about Snow White from Disney, the movie. the animated movie. Like because it promotes certain things that shouldn't be promoted. Can you imagine? Can you imagine
because a random guy kissed her? That's rape culture. Holy shit! If you saw what WWE pulled off in the Attitude Era, whether it's Katie Vick, holy God, Katie Vick,
yeah.
How about
pushing Zach Gowen down the stairs in a wheelchair by Brock Lesnar, like
pushing a one-legged man down a flight of stairs, or Tori Wilson and the lesbian thing between her and Dawn Marie to like keep her from marrying her dad.
For God's sake, there were two chicks that came out on Raw, and the name scroll on the screen said the lesbians.
You guys are mad now. What time out? What will be whatever you're mad at, except for Demi Lovato because she's mad at calling extraterrestrials aliens. Like I'm not going to finish my next.
You know what? I'm not even. Yeah, let's just. I don't
go
even
back. There. Go back on the blank.
Yeah.
Because you weren't talking about offending extraterrestrials then, because you had a brain. Anyway, Katie Vick, like I saw that, like no one went there. And I read the comments and went, what? No one's actually going there. Like, what the? Okay, what? Wrestling post. That's where the biggest trolls on the planet live.
Yep. Fact.
Like, and you guys are like, not mentioned.
No comments.
Nothing. Like, damn.
Like when Snitsky punted a baby, like nothing.
Kick the baby. Don't kick the baby. Kick the baby. And the last thing Vince told me was, "Don't miss the baby."
Dear God, I would have rather had Snitsky kick that field goal against Tampa Bay than Nick Folk with a bad plant leg. Like
like think about it though. Like, don't kick the baby. Kick the baby. Like Vince's last words going through the thing, but and somehow Snitsky was a all like American punter.
No,
like, what? Like you're like 19 feet. Like what the hell are you doing punting?
Like he got range. Like I'm surprised. Like it didn't hit the top rope, or like his foot didn't hit the top rope after he kicked it.
Like don't kick the baby. Kick the baby.
I mean, like you rewatch it, he kind of like backed up before he went full blow. He made sure he kicked that thing.
You know what? This is gonna go terribly. What I'm gonna back up before him, like, because I'm not kicking this bastard off the rope. Wish I could have been the poor bastard.
As I said before, for WWE's Most Wanted treasures, they need to find the doll.
Baby. Like if I caught that baby, I'm like, well, we're gonna take like the hell you are.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if they brought Snitsky in as helping him try to find that? Like,
well, I need to find the baby. Like Snitsky and that beard, just big bald headed bastard. Just what? If I had it, I'd be like, what? You can come and take a picture. What? You're not taking the baby. But you punted it. I caught it. Deal with it. Like I got so many pictures down there. Like I haven't put them on.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that would sell for? How much do you think WWE would throw out there to actually?
If I was the poor schmuck in the crowd with the amount of like autographs I have right there, they're right there. See, they're right there, and there's Daisy. I don't even know if you picked it up, but
I did.
They're right there. Woof. See, they're right there. And I don't care what Vince told me. What? I know how much you paid Brock to come back for like one match. So
Daisy agrees.
What you gonna pay me, mother? Isn't that right, Daisy? Useless. But that would be a hell of an episode. I mean, like as he said, what Vince, what don't miss the baby. Well, the only words I got, don't miss the baby. You know, Vince put an episode together for what he kicked. What Jesus wept. The hell that would break loose if they tried to do that now. Give the mother for his moment. Why? Because he didn't miss. Then you shaved his head bald, man, look even uglier. No offense. Dear God, I don't need Snitsky after me. I have enough autographs of him. He should appreciate it. But in between that, like, there's just so much stuff that happened that would never happen now.
All right, well, you got all the DX stuff. I mean, even the second run, it was, you know, even with the second run, it was still just as bad, but it was still like it caught the demo of us that knew it in the first run around.
Like my windshield wipers. Or like, I mean, just what is that, Mr. Fuji? I love Mr. Fuji. And then DX, like, just flashing people. And granted, they did that way worse than they did the first time. But
yeah,
like they were still funny their second time around. I don't care what that is.
Oh yeah, like especially like the cookout segments.
Yeah, what I love Mr. Fuji, and runs over and went like, "Woo, never America DX," and then that wasn't Mr. Fuji, and we all get a good laugh, and like all of us grew up on it, so we got it.
Yeah,
like that was
they did it. They did it tastefully the second time around with getting the point across without offending anyone.
And think of Sean just walking down the hallway, just kicking everyone that had a pulse.
Poor Stan.
Yeah.
He got the first one. Like that was probably the worst.
Boom. Papers just gone. When he goes and kicks you, when he slaps his thigh, you throw those papers as like that was some of the best stuff.
Yeah.
That I'm sorry, no matter what they do, like everyone remembers. Like that was funny.
I mean, even the segment where when
even Stan.
Even when Hunter showed up when Sean was working back in catering on the grill, like
people like it was just like the stuff they put together was good. Working hot dogs, whatever the hell whatever you want. Thank God.
From that to the Rooster t-shirts, like
having what's his name show up and like gyrate and bathe himself in.
What is his name? See, and we had this before, and we had to go look it up.
You had to go look it up. I sure as hell didn't care. That poor bastard. Well, you got to show up and just gyrate. Like there you go. So I have to do what? Well, you have to show up in a banana hammock, squirt baby oil all over God's creation, to include all over Vince McMahon, and just gyrate at him. Like, yeah, thanks, guy. Appreciate you showing up. Thank you for signing me up for that one. Thank you, God. Someone did him a favor. Not really. I just like looking. You watch.
Oh my God.
Apparently, so does Daisy. God bless her. Watch out. Don't think too hard. I'll pick up the smoke. I'll pick it up. I tells you. Yeah. Dang it. God damn it, Bobby.
What is it?
At this point, who cares?
Oh my God, I can't remember.
Well, that's because you've been out of the game for a while, so your brain is, you have to turn your brain off for a while, Justin. That's very, very bad. Believe it or not, it does hurt. I can confirm.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Oh my God.
I think it's Mike something or something. Oh my God.
We'll live without it. Don't worry, we'll get it next Thursday. Whenever you come back, we'll get to it.
Man.
Like that poor soul showing up that day where you're going to show up in a banana hammock with baby oil just flailing all over God's creation. You're going to spray it on Vince's suit just to piss him off.
Oh my God.
I'm like, yeah, thanks. So I'm going to piss off Vince McMahon on my Big Dick Johnson, I believe was his.
I think you're right.
Big Dick Johnson. Because it's WWE. See, Daisy agrees. Had to be Big Dick Johnson. Had to be. How many euphemisms and play on words can you have? I don't know. Ask Vince McMahon and his creative team. He'll be Big Dick Johnson, not just Big Johnson or Big Dick. No, Big Dick Johnson.
Apparently, back in 2019, he got rehired as the creative writing team, part of the creative writing team.
Poor soul.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Hopefully, when he was in his meeting with Vince, he went, I'm not doing that again. No.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how stupid it gets. I'm getting it in my
He was also a writer for Lucha Underground.
And Lucha Underground was great.
Oh yeah. When Johnny Drip Drip actually meant something. Sorry, Johnny Mundo.
And him looking in, he was Mundo then. Him looking for whatever the hell he's looking for. Are we just trying to kill time until the Miz is done with Dancing with the Stars? And he can get the shit whipped out of him? Because I'm sorry, like it should have ended before he went to Dancing with the Stars.
I'm actually
Johnny,
not. I'm not.
Mundo, Drip, whatever. Nitro, like.
I'm not gonna lie. I've actually been watching his dances. He actually does know how to dance.
Oh, like Crystal, like she's told me, I don't know how like he dances, but how he dresses.
I vote for him every week.
I've gotten texts from Crystal that I don't know how he wrestles, but damn, he can dance. Like, yeah, shut up. Vote for him. Vote for him. He deserves it. He just hurts my head, but.
If your head's not hurting from him, he's not doing his job right.
So yeah, he could have done something with Mundo and all the dumb stuff they're doing. It looks like they're literally trying to drag it out until he gets back. I just want them to do something with Johnny. He deserves something. He really, really does. He deserves something. He's better than that. He's been getting shafted since he came back. He was just the Mrs. Patsy. And now he's just a jackass backstage.
Pretty much.
Everyone looks at you going, it's his problem. But you know, it's what it is. I think when the Miz gets back, he's gonna get just shit whipped. Please God, let him get mauled. He deserves it because he mauled Morrison and then vanished.
Pretty much.
And I think Johnny should have got something because he should have got something before he left and went to Lucha Underground, regardless of what name you called him by, Mundo, Nitro. I mean, he had 18 names. So we'll see, though. I don't know. What do you think? You think Charlotte's face looks like it's been completely put back together again, don't you? Yes, you do. Do you think Lashley can talk to save his life? No, you don't. Do you think his eyebrows are microbladed? Yes, you do. I didn't even know that was a real thing until you said it. But hell,
it's because we have eyebrows.
I have eyebrows. Well, what the hell microblading is? And look at these bastards. Can't miss them. But overall, my biggest question now that I still have left is what are they going to do with her? Does it mean she went from tag team champion with Ember to literally right before the draft showing up and pointing at the women's tag team champions in her tank on SmackDown, with Tegan, who she needs to be in a tag team with the way her knee blew up the second time right after.
Yep.
Literally, like, no one. So, like, what the hell are they going to do with her? To you, I think they should stop, maybe call Ember up out of nowhere because they're not using her.
Well, yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Just let them take her.
They could call up a lot of the women and actually have a decent damn tag team division. No offense to Nikki and Rhea, they have been, besides losing a belt and pants, but
Hey, it's not her fault. Hey, someone lost her. That's not on her. Someone else lost her gear. That's just what happens when the airlines are horrifically understaffed because the end.
Yeah.
This isn't the platform for me to go off on that. But I have one. Just look for this face. I got some shit to say about that. Lots of shit to say about that, actually. I think it's a damn shame that they're doing that to Rhea.
Yeah.
But at least they're keeping her with something to do instead of just burying her to obscurity, which is a necessity to me. Because they really could have buried her to nothing.
Oh, yeah.
So giving her a tag, like, I think she should still be in the main event picture. I think she's talented enough, but again, Charlotte, like, often, like, I don't give a shit when anyone says, I'll drop F bombs. The bitch is good. She doesn't deserve that many title reigns. She literally got 4 within 4 fucking months when she'd win on the pay-per-view. She'd lose the rematch on Raw. She'd win on the pay-per-view. She'd lose to Sasha on Raw. She'd win on the pay-per-view. She'd lose to Sasha on Raw. Guess what? That's where she got most of her goddamn title reigns. There's some people who haven't had that many goddamn title shots that are way more like talented than they'll ever get to see. Like, they're going to give her the record. She's going to beat her dad, and then she's going to leave. And then what are they going to do? Because they're going to have no one, because they've been going out of their way to fucking bury everyone. Someone, whether you in my headset or her sitting on the love seat, someone correct me where I'm wrong. But they're going to go out of their way. They're going to get her enough title runs. And then she's going to leave to go with Andrade, who, while he is extremely talented, is worthless.
I would say they've accumulated 13 or 14 reigns, right?
His mouth is not as talented as hers. Talent, whatever.
I guess they did not. I know with the title reigns, they did not count the last NXT one. They were just counting the Raw and SmackDown, which I think was 11 or 12, I think.
She's gonna beat her dad and everyone else in like 5 years, compared to the decades her father did, and the decades plus of Cena.
I only think she only has a year left on her contract. I give it till the end of next year. Bye-bye.
And then guess what? They're gonna hold her by giving her more title reigns. Oh, we're gonna beat the record with you, like, because that's all they have. They don't actually have talent.
Well, I mean, given the fact
give a damn.
Or just the fact of the whole Dark Side of the Ring backlash, I'm sure that's how they'll get back at old Rick.
It's still Rick.
Like,
notice those commercials with
I haven't seen the Car Shield commercial.
I have. They're still there. Oh. Even with Flair being Flair. Somehow Tommy Dreamer got shit on more than Ric Flair for actually doing it. And no offense to the flight attendant, no matter what they say, she's been part of this. But I still have a hard, like, Ric Flair was known for walking around just woo with his
helicopter.
Like, it's been a common thing. Like, I'm sorry that there was some stupid stuff, regardless of what anyone says. And you listen to people that are in the business, like, well, never anything that I know. What all you guys are known, like, you were in the area of kayfabe. Like, you're just gonna say whatever you want to protect the motherfucker. Like, I know it, you know it, we all know it. Like, sorry, someone could have shot someone in the face, and you would still back then go, "Well, they didn't do it." Like, I'm sorry, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, he's still a shitbag. He's the greatest shitbag of all time, but he's still a shitbag.
Yep.
Like, there's been enough, like, even some other, like, again, you went, like, right after what, that's story time on WWE, what, they removed that episode real fast. When actual stuff came out there, whoop, bye. Like, you know what that means? That is a sign of, yeah, that happened. And yeah, we might have paid an undisclosed amount of money. And yeah, damn it, the time ran out so they can run their suck. Like, it's a real thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or what the hell Rick or Tommy says.
Not given the fact that the flight attendant was actually a thief and has a record, but
I'm sorry, Rick did that a million times. Like, he watches, what are those things called on ESPN? 30 for 30. And they're Sting on. He just showed woo, and butt naked, just stand there in the middle of the thing, and just in his robe, and that was on a normal flight without 7 carts of alcohol just vanishing, 2, 3, 4, whatever the hell they drank. Like, that was on a normal one, not when they sat there for 7 years and drank themselves to death before they took off. Like, I'm sorry, I believe her. That stupid shit did happen with everything else that happened on that flight from hell. Hannah got to watch the flight from hell with me, didn't you, honey? Mm-hmm. I don't know if anyone even heard that, but she was there.
Still one of my favorite ones.
And by the way, I finally caught up. Like, on all of them, that's some good shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the best seasons by far.
The first one was great. The second one, going having the balls with Benoit, was great.
Yeah.
But the third one, and I loved hearing the behind the scenes with Jericho, like doing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he did his middle thing before it aired, but I finally just watched the season 3 confidential with what's coming up. Like, I watched it afterwards. Hearing him even say what I had no idea who Nick Gage was. Like, just to hear that he's like, there, even Jericho is learning as they go along, makes the series 1,000 times better.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's even going, who is this guy? I don't know. Well, I never heard of the mother, because he's so much in the music and his own life.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was so good. Like, just, I'm sorry if you haven't watched Dark Side. I said this, I think, actually on Tuesday. If you haven't seen it, what are you waiting for? Like, I at least am doing this and recording the other show and the other show and the other show. Like, where the hell have you been that you missed it? As a wrestling fan, like, watch it. Watch season 3, episode 15, I believe it is, with Jericho and the creators.
I think so.
Yeah, behind the scenes, like, them all the stuff they want to do and why they can't. Like, just watch that. Like, those guys are putting together stories.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get to see, how about this? You get to see Lance Storm have charisma when he's talking about K9. And he's talking about, that's not the guy I grew up with. Well, you get to see Lance Storm. If I could be serious for a minute. Like, you get to see Lance Storm actually, like, have something. Like, damn.
Have a personality.
Like, Lance Storm has a personality. Just come in here, but she won't come in here. You know, but like all that stuff, like, and she's the, like, here, everyone can hear you. You've watched a lot of Dark Side of the Ring with me, right? Mm-hmm. And you've learned a whole bunch of crazy stuff that you never even thought you were going to see, right?
Yeah, like that one guy that never made it to WWE because he died like 2 years ago.
Guy that died 2 years ago.
Independent.
Don't worry, we're thinking. But you never saw the Benoit one. We didn't see the Benoit one. She didn't see Nick Gage. In fact, we turned on the Nick Gage one, and she went inside of 10 seconds. Like, can you turn on something else? You know, the first shot.
Well, it's Nick through Gage. Like,
you know, the first thing she sees is just boom through a glass plane. You're like, can we turn on something else now? Like, okay, let me go get the remote. Like, we'll do this. Like, okay. You know, but she has actually been a trooper, and she's not a wrestling fan. Like, she'll admit that. She never watched it growing up, but she has watched it again the last 2 months or so with me. Like, she saw Nick Gage, though. She was like, no, what? Turn this off. No. She didn't even, like, that got dark. And her other statement is what? Like, there's no
At least in
happy,
that, at
there's
least,
no
at least in
happy
that,
endings in these stories.
at least,
really.
at least,
No.
at least Nick Cage episode, they cut right to the point, right in the beginning.
Dude,
You're
just just dead. What?
Here
Deal
you
with it.
go.
Like, welcome to America. What? Dead. Goodbye. See you later. Deuces. Adios.
Dude, you need to go to the hospital. I need to finish the match. Dude.
Like, what? There's a hole in
hello?
your what? Like I need to go. But she's been like, she even watched a bunch, and she's like, after it was done, I think K9 was the last one in season 3, right?
I think so, yeah.
And she was, this is a great series. Like, she's not even a wrestling fan, and I've watched so many with her here, just trying to catch up, that she's a fan of it, and she wasn't a wrestling fan growing up. Like, and she went, "This shit's good." So that's a great send off for the series. Like, watch it. Like, there's non-wrestling fans going, "Yeah, that's good." Like, that shit's good, but can you turn that off? Like, why? There's blood everywhere. Platelets. Can you turn it off? Yeah, I guess I could watch it in the morning. Fine. But nothing better than me watching Nick Gage put people through panes of glass when I'm waking up way too early, cleaning up dog piss, and have no coffee in my system. Like, that's perfect. But I should go and talk about it right afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to kill everyone. But it was a good story. Like, they've done a lot of good stories.
Yeah.
Mark Henry gave birth to a hand. It's a hand. What the? But kick the baby. Don't kick the baby. Kick the baby. I'm sure. Like, I think that happened before Snitsky.
Yeah.
But we'll give Snitsky credit. Kick the baby. You know, that stuff happened. God, that's still my bet. Like, I still have stacks of autographs just from Snitsky on the floor. Like, that, for some reason, that stuck in me. Just the absurdity of Snitsky punning a baby. You should put a cup of coffee on there next time.
What's that?
You should put a cup of coffee on there next time, like an empty bottle of, like, just, and make up some absurd wrestling story. That bottle was empty because the drink was stone cold, and it's just there. Like, boom, when it pops up in your camera, Daisy agrees. Play it off. It's wrestling. Play it off.
Don't sell it.
Yeah, I'll never
Don't sell it.
I'll never doubt it. It's the shit we have seen together. I won't doubt it. But wrapping it up, because it's been a while. Damn. Do you think the wrestling business is in good shape right now? I do. I think there's some improvements, but I think they're finally actually in a good spot to be they won't be as big as they were in the Attitude Era, but they'll
still flourish enough.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
I think they could flourish.
Yeah. I think WWE is going to still flock towards more of the whole kid stuff. Because that's the way it's been for a while. And it's unfortunate, but AEW is going to quench the thirst of guys like you and me and Dan.
Yeah.
You know?
And no matter what Roman says, what they got, the pure wrestling fans, that's what they got. Is like, yeah, I know people that like professional wrestling. I'm sorry, but that's what we're watching. But they do definitely have their two different markets. If they let go of Kevin, he's Kevin Steen. I'm sorry, like, there's only so many people they can give up before it happens. But I really hope Ruby gets someone else from the company. But Inspiration, whatever the hell they're calling themselves now, they're over in TNA. And
I saw that.
I think Peyton over Billy. No offense to Billy, I just like Peyton more the whole time. I think they could be really good for women as a whole to do that, which could help their division as they're working close together. As long as they build their women's division, I mean, I think they're going to keep getting better, and Vince is going to have, I mean, sooner or later, they're going to give them no choice with the talent they have. Yeah. I just don't know why people listening to this right now that aren't watching it. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't watch WCW Nitro because I didn't have the choice. It's your excuse now because Raw's on Monday, NXT's on Tuesday, AEW's all by itself on Wednesday,
Yep.
and then after SmackDown. Like I had to make a choice as to what.
Like I would watch WWE or WWF at the time, and I would tape WCW.
Like we had to make choices. Like right now, everything's on its own damn time. Like there's nothing holding you back.
And that's awesome. Like I kind of wish it was the way it was then, but again, it where did you lie? Did you lie with Ted Turner or did you lie with Vince? And I was always Vince guy first. It was what it was. And when Hall and Nash and Hogan came over,
I say WWE.
Then I started. That's when I only started watching WCW.
But I was an asshole teenager. I didn't give WCW the time of day.
Yeah.
And granted, I'm pretty sure with the cable I was stealing from upstairs, I didn't even get like TNT, TBS, whatever the hell. I didn't get their channel. So, well, it was either WWE or nothing. But
yeah, like when I stayed with WWE, but I still followed Nash and Hall because they were two.
Oh, because they were so
yeah,
they were up there before they dipped out. Like Vince screwed himself on that one. Give people the time of day.
Like I was a fan. I wasn't like an extreme fan of WCW. Just certain things I followed, like Nash, Hall, Hogan when he went over, because that was like the biggest thing. Like, oh my god!
Because he said,
Hogan.
he said he was done.
Yeah.
Until he wasn't. And a lot of people watched just to see who was.
Like stuff like Sting, like later Sting, like early Sting, but the whole Goldberg thing when it started out, it was like
was on top of the world.
Yeah, like, and you always, no matter what, you always found a way to even when I was watching WWF at the time, when I would switch back and forth, and as soon as Goldberg came on, I was on Goldberg for the match because I knew the match wasn't long anyway. And then I went back,
you'd miss more in his entrance than you would in the match.
Yeah, like, it was just, is Goldberg going to lose? And then once the match was over, back watching WWE.
Like, and that's what I want for wrestling going forward. Like, I want, because it was like, it hasn't been the same since. Ruthless Aggression had its moments. I will not take that away from it. They had their people, they had their moments, they had the best class of FCW ever. I mean, they had Shelton, Brock, Cena, Batista, Randy. I mean, like, it's just a holy shit of champions at a later date, like, it was so good. Like, I just want them to have that again.
Yeah.
Like, where everyone's watching everything.
And I can understand where Vince is coming from having the young, fresh talent. He wants that again. He wants to replicate. Yeah. Okay, let me give these 13 wrestlers a shot, and hopefully they all work out just like that class of FCW, and we get to watch them grow.
The guys to make it though, for the guys that worked with, like, look at the guys that made it. Like, Batista went with Devon until he went with Triple H and
Evolution. Flair. Yeah. Same thing with Cena. Randy. Heyman took over with Brock. That worked.
Cena, like, he had his moment with like Kurt Angle. He had his moment with Taker afterwards, and then until Halloween. Like, but look at those. They went straight to big guys.
Yeah.
Like, you need those guys, and they got rid of so many. Really.
But look who you had. Look who you had running FCW though. Not the early years NXT or anything like that. Who did you have running FCW? Dusty. Dusty was the biggest influence, and I still say that to this day. I mean, and you still hear it from people like Bailey and Sasha and early NXT people now that are on the main roster, and like,
they love.
You're never gonna
still talk about them.
Yep, and you're never gonna have that anymore. It's
years and years of not being anywhere near him, and the first person they all mention is Dusty,
Dusty.
because Dusty was that. I wish that Cody and Arn and them would stop all their idiocy.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of.
Put the
Brock
pink back on.
Anderson.
You can go and just like I don't like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that class there and the stuff that they did in the business, like that was
Yeah.
egregious. Like Shelton was there. Like there were so many people that are still there that were there.
Yeah.
Like that class, how many Hall of Famers came out of it? Like it was obnoxious. So I hope they, keep enough people around like Ciampa. Charlotte could be another Ciampa. Randy, he's working. I mean, for the love of God,
Yeah.
he's tag team champions with Riddle. Enough said.
Ciampa, I could see sticking around after he's done wrestling and being that Dusty
He
figure.
has, like, in his promos are still better than anyone
Yeah.
on NXT. Like the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
I think he's better than the people they got training him. No offense to Regal. I think he's better than Regal. Regal, when he was getting ready to quit, was still great. And by the way, Joe suddenly getting hurt 2 days before they debut on the new thing. I'm sorry, that's full of shit.
Yeah.
He could be hurt, but hurt enough that you're dropping. Like he got it. He's there fighting with people. He's doing promos, and suddenly he's dead and has to drop
they
it.
They needed somebody believable to get Cross out of the picture, though. Too. It is what it is.
Ciampa coming in.
I know it is what it is. I'm over it. I
hope
see
Joe
where they were
goes on
coming.
a run. I hope he goes on a run like no other when they're done with him.
Yeah.
Just one more. You're like, this is what actually could have happened if you didn't go, oh shit, we're completely killing it.
Yeah.
We're going to make it all tie-dye and piss everyone off. Because I literally had middle school dances that were put together better lighting wise than that arena.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not the only one saying it. If I'm saying it, millions of people are saying it.
Yeah.
Especially with what they're competing against, allegedly, with AEW. Like they're losing. And Punk mentioning Serena Deeb's hair. What a beautiful head of hair she has there. I don't care. I said it already on another episode. That makes me smile. Yeah. After he physically shaved her head in the straight edge society, that's a beautiful head of hair she has there. That still makes me smile. I don't care who you are. If it doesn't make you smile, go back and watch it. That was some good. I love whispering into the mic. I'm like Joe Biden. I just go and start whispering like this, even if it makes no sense. Don't care.
Fact.
I heard the videos yesterday. He did not get very well received in Scram. But it was good. Like there was a lot of good. I mean, they get away from the political side. Like I think they did good today at Crown Jewel. I think the way they've set it up next week.
Let's just pray that they are able to leave the airport with no problems.
So they can get to SmackDown tomorrow. But
they have they got to be on their way back by now.
Yeah, but
I haven't seen any articles come across.
But NXT, I think they even did themselves good. I don't think Braun's going to win it. I think Ciampa's going to win, so Braun can go and get more, regardless of whose kid he is.
Yeah.
I think Kyle and Von Wagner is a good setup. Don't know about the women's tag team titles. I think Io deserves better, but
yeah,
that's just me because she held the whole. She held the division down, but
so not to drop focus on wrestling, but a couple quick things. One, Flash movie is going to be awesome. The Batman movie is going to be freaking awesome. I cannot wait for Gotham Knights for PlayStation 4 and a couple other things that are going on in the comic book world. Like, it is going to be a good year for movies next year. It really is. March 4th, 2022, me and Daniel Stevenson's rear arses are going to be at the theater the opening night. That one and The Flash, I am going to.
I'm waiting on sorry, it's just something about Christian Bale. Like
Okay, I saw.
And
a
the fact
good
I have an
meme.
ex-wife that made me watch all of the Twilights repeatedly for nothing. So Robert
I
Pattinson,
do have a good
I think he
point
can
though
play
that
it well though. Carry on.
Bale was the realest one. Affleck was the strongest one. Patterson's going to be the darkest one because you got to think about it. It takes place on a different Earth. For those of you that are playing the comic book game and understand where I'm coming from, you're welcome.
It's completely
But
different.
yeah, it's a completely different
And I'll even go,
multiverse setting.
regardless of what Affleck did, I'll still go with Christian Bale was the dark, like he was the strongest one. Because I mean, Affleck was in like a titanium suit. Like Christian Bale did 3 movies where he was just getting beat to shit repeatedly and bruised to nothing. I mean, and that was just him. That wasn't in a giant metal suit. Like, and they played it all with the different comics. I get it, but
Yeah,
Bale still did better than Affleck because he was wrapped in a car.
I said if I had to go in order, Keaton, Bale, right now, Affleck until Pattinson will. I think Pattinson's going to prove himself. But again, you got to think about all the Batman movies from when it all began to the Batman coming out next year. It has fit the mold at the right time. Keaton was the 80s and 90s.
Totally.
Bale was the 2000, 2000 on.
And
it just fit. It fit together very nicely. I said I'm a big fan of Affleck for the simple fact that
he did it good. He did it better than I thought he would.
He did it perfectly with how they brought the Justice League together. It just fit for that.
Yeah.
And I think Pattinson's going to fit.
Oh, I could see him playing a miserable billionaire psychopath. Like I could see him.
Yeah. And rumor has it the second one's been given the green light. I think from what I hear, it's going to be a trilogy.
I remember my ex-wife. Sorry, no one should have watched Twilight. He ruined my life. But
I did like him in Tenet. I did actually enjoy that movie.
He's done other things, like he's done good, so he's earned it. And I will say that I think he's going to do better than Affleck. I'm not sure, but I'm sorry, Christian Bale. Just that trilogy with Christopher Nolan was great. Michael Keaton is still the best.
Oh yeah,
for what it was.
Pattinson.
I even put Bale close to beating Keaton because that trilogy was just. I mean, they had Bane. They had Heath Ledger as Joker, which is still going to be the best Joker ever.
Oh, yeah.
No offense to Joaquin Phoenix or anything. Like
Jack Nicholson. But again, Jack Nicholson fit for that time in the 80s.
For the time with what they were going off of, he was perfect.
And it being Tim Burton. He fit the Tim Burton mold.
Yeah. I'm not taking anything away from that.
Christian Bale fit the Christopher Nolan mold.
Yes.
Affleck fit the Schneider mold. Like, it works. I like the fact that Pattinson is going to fit because it's that noir style more of a Batman. It's not the beefy, it's, coming to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And again, I think he's going to do better than Affleck. I still think Bale did better than Keaton, just movies wise with the actual tank driving, like they made an actual tank driving through shit. And Christian Bale, like just killed it. I think he did better because of that.
Still hands down the 89 Batmobile besides the 60s those are my two favorites.
Yeah. Like the Tumbler, I'm sorry, that still is going to win for me because it was literally driving through concrete walls and shit.
Speaking of that, they have a new Lego set coming out that is they have a small model, scale model, and then they have the $300 one.
Shut up. I know. Shut up. I don't know if you realized or not. I have a slight problem. Never mind my other problem. Now I have another problem. And there's a stack of problems on the floor. I got enough problems. But Bale wins one. Keaton just before Keaton. Affleck gets 3 because he did better than I thought he was going to do. Pattinson, I think he's going to be somewhere between 2 and 3 for me. I'm not sure if he's going to outdo Keaton. I have to see what they do with the first one because it's going to be a trilogy. They wouldn't make it if it wasn't going to be. But I think he's going to do really good no matter how much I hate him. But no matter what, Heath Ledger is still the best Joker.
no offense. The worst one hands down was George Clooney. It didn't fit.
Yeah, they didn't.
That
And
is-
they didn't.
that is
And
the
they
only-
only had
that is
one
the only-
Batmobile, right? That was the one
Yeah,
when they
that
only
was-
had one Batmobile.
Yeah, that was the only disappointing actor that I had. No offense, George Clooney. He was great in other stuff. It just did not fit. It didn't fit all. It just
It's like when you look
I
at
felt,
characters. Guess
I
what?
felt nothing.
Guess what? Fake Diesel didn't work. Isaac Yankem
Yeah.
didn't work. Kane suddenly, 30 years later, pretty much what?
Yeah, and
20 plus years. It's
especially
like if the person
as-
doesn't
yeah.
fit.
But what really got me is Alicia Silverstone from Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
They could have capitalized on her
They could have done a lot of it.
on a
Just like they could have,
spinoff.
just like what's his name that played Robin in The Dark Knight Rises? He has 3 names. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can see his face. It's not
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
yeah. Like
That's the
they could
actor's
do
name.
like, and Christian Bale said he would actually come back and do another one if he was
If.
playing Robin. And Christopher Nolan was doing it and he was playing Robin. He said he'd come back and do
You
it.
know, I would even be entertaining the fact that if they could,
Get Anne Hathaway. Fucking
I mean,
do it
there's a
all.
lot of actors out there that could play Nightwing. You know, the one that
Yeah.
Dick took over after
Yeah.
Robin. But
How does
I
one
could-
get Dick from Richard? Just ask nicely. You're welcome, man.
like-
I just saw it earlier today and laughed, so it had to happen. I'll
But,
post it
like,
on
even
the
if-
page 'cause I'm a
even if
terrible
they-
person.
even if they have Joseph Gordon-Levitt start out as Nightwing, but then do a backstory with Bale. Like Bale doesn't have to be in the movie completely. They could use him in flashbacks, and the producers would save
Yeah.
money. Like seriously, like he doesn't have to be a part of the whole thing. You know
Nope.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And you still keep the continuity of Bale being dead, but still utilizing Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Nightwing.
Like I think he's one of the most underappreciated actors.
Where's it at?
I don't know where the hell it is. I already
In
made
your around your pile of problems, right?
Oh, he's not near my pile of problems. He's near my pile of I have no idea where the hell it is.
Another quick side note. I'm excited. Actually, speaking when I mentioned Alicia Silverstone.
Yep, it's really going.
Looks like Leslie Grace is going to be playing the Batgirl in the new Batgirl movie, and who's reprising the role is Commissioner Gordon.
By the way, Gary Oldman killed it. Like 3 movies, you believed it.
yeah,
You never had a question of not believing him. No matter what
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan has done since then, I know I'm a fanboy of that one set of movies, but you believed Gary Oldman. You believed,
oh yeah,
Christian Bale as Batman. You believed Josh Gordon-Levitt as Robin at the end. You believed that,
Anne Hathaway, Catwoman, fit the mold. They
You
could have
believed-
capitalized on her. Like
you believed
know,
on that. You believed in Heath Ledger as Joker. You believed in Dude as Bane. Yes, he's getting Dude. He's played a million other things, but you're just Dude now. As Bane, like you believed what's his name that played, the butler? Like you literally,
Michael Caine, which by
Yeah,
the way, he
yeah.
retired this past week.
yes, I saw. Like Morgan Freeman, like you believed Christopher Nolan put together, like you believed all of it.
Yeah.
Like, so that's going to be my favorite trilogy. Sorry, Adam West in the series. I love you dearly. You're still number 1. But modern
Yeah.
era stuff.
And it's funny too, like the Batman series with Adam West. I get it more now as an adult
Oh, yeah. You
than
get
I
it so
did
much
as
more.
when I first started getting into
Isn't-
Batman in the comics. Like
Isn't
it was
that
like,
bad?
yeah.
When you watch most things, you're all, never mind. What? I get that now.
It's like the South Park effect. When you first started watching it, you watched it for the vulgar language, and then when I took a course in high school for satire and stuff like that, and senior media lit, then like we watched like Frasier and Friends, and we're taught how satire is used with like Simpsons, Family Guy, and then I went back and rewatched South Park, and I'm gonna go, now I get it, and
You
it's
should
even
watch-
funnier.
You should go back and you should like show everyone right now like the Babylon Bee and you should be a professor in that to teach them what it's just satire. Calm down. But yeah, I think Nolan has to be best for that. Affleck
Yeah,
with the whole universe that they fitted into.
yeah,
I just don't like Superman in a giant steel idiot suit with like, I'm sorry. Batman is just an angry bastard like me that happens to have billions of dollars that I'll never have. It's not like Ben Affleck, alcoholic ass in a giant suit with like, it's just, I thought
Yeah.
they did perfect. But I think Robert Pattinson, like I looked at him and said, God, I hate him, but I can see him playing a boiled. Yeah.
I said
Spoiled, pissed off
first,
billionaire.
when they first announced it, I was like, "Oh,
I was
But that
unhappy.
was the thing. It was the same thing with Ben Affleck, though. Like, I'm like, really? Because you think of all the other movies,
Yeah,
and
Ben
then-
Affleck didn't live up to me.
then-
So
then you start. Okay, now, what movies could his personality fit into Batman? And then it started to make sense, and then I was okay with it. And then he did a good job. I mean, I'm not crazy phenomenal, but
things.
like the
he
best
did what he
thing,
had to do.
the best thing for Ben Affleck as Batman was the Schneider cut of Justice League, because the nightmare scene in particular with Leto reprising as Joker in the Schneider
Yeah,
cut, like then it came like, okay, I get it. Like Leto and Ben Affleck, or Batfleck as I like to call him, it fit. The Schneider cut brought it full circle, like it fit like a puzzle.
You know what?
In that
You know what else
time.
fit? You know what else fit? Like Jared Leto's version of the Joker with the Rust Belt when all their jobs left. Like he looked just like all of those miserable bastards that got completely shafted. And that's not a political thing. That's just true. Like, I'm sorry, my hometown vanished by like 20 people inside of a year, dying off. Like Jared Leto looked like he was on every drug known to mankind, and he did a good job with it. I'm not taking anything away. Sorry, Heath still did it better to me, but he played his role great in that. Like,
And
all of them,
fit.
all of
It
them
fit
made it
that mold.
work perfectly for what they were trying to accomplish. I just think that Christopher Nolan did it better. Deal with it. I'll tell you my address. I'll tell you my phone number. Come and yell at me. Deal with it. I like to yell at people. I don't get to yell at too many people.
And
All I have is
for
Daisy.
the ones watching, it's not always about wrestling. Let's hear it. Who's your favorite Batman and why?
Why is Christopher Nolan like your favorite director of all of it, and Christian Bale is your favorite Batman, and why? That's what I want to hear.
Or
Don't
we
say
could
George Clooney.
or-
Just don't
or
say
we
George
could-
Clooney.
Yeah, for the love of God, don't. Or we could even make this: why did Michael Keaton fit in the 80s? Why did Bale fit in the early 2000s? Why did Ben?
Affleck
You
in the
know, like
2010s.
like I'm all about an open town hall. I'm all
Hey.
about it.
I can fit a lot of people on this thing. Lots of participants.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that. Whether it's wrestling, Batman, I'll fight you with Batman. I'll fight you with Batman more than I'll fight you with wrestling. Don't you go Batman. I will headbutt a motherfucker over Batman. Wonder why? Because I love me some Batman. Why else did I spend that much money on that?
Yeah, and Legos are not cheap. Let me tell you. I
Dear
cringe.
God, no.
I cringe at Christmas time. I cringe so much.
Thank
'Cause they
God
love
I don't
Legos.
have kids. Thank God. What? God, this house is freaking sweet. Yeah, take that, Peter Griffin. Thank God I don't have kids. Never mind. My God, this house is freaking sweet. Thank freaking God I don't have any of them yet. Because I could spoil myself with Legos. I love the charity thing on your dick.
I spoil
After
myself.
said
I
that.
just make. I spoil myself. I just make it work. I'm not gonna lie. Like I accumulated the three Jokers variants in less than probably a month.
Did you
But
get
that
the
was
big
searching.
one?
Was I got the book. I have the book, but then I have every regular variant. Like,
The
well,
guy,
I'm waiting on two. But
yeah, the guy from GameStop. He made sure he'd let me know. I pre-order the one, like the big one, like the big old Joker they had.
oh,
put
the
out.
10-inch one.
Yeah, like you know what I got it. I get
Yeah.
it. Like
I just picked up I just got the Triple H SummerSlam 09 one with the pin from GameStop a couple weeks ago. Shawn Michaels should be showing up next month. So got that for 15. It is now valued at 27. So good
shut
investment.
up. Shut
Good
up.
investment.
Shut up. I'm looking at a Michael Myers mask. What the hell do I know? You guys ain't ready for Halloween.
Hey, did you see speaking of plugging that stuff? I watched Halloween Kills. It was the typical loop you in. You think he's going to die. Normal, typical.
Guess what?
Crap.
It's Halloween. They've literally shot him repeatedly, lit him on fire, stabbed him in the eye, blew his ass up in the second one. He's not. He's like me.
I'm not going to spoil the ending, but you really thought it was going to come to an end.
That's what
You really like. It was probably the most.
You watch Halloween 2018, locked him in a rat cage, thought he was dead. Guess what? Not even his rubber mask was touched. But there's no, you can't kill me. I'm the gingerbread man. You're a monster. Thank you, Shrek. But there's a shout out for Shrek too while we're at it.
Remember, leave the gumdrop buttons alone.
Not my gumdrop buttons. You're a monster. You're welcome. Mike Myers, because no one cares about you because you came out with the Love Guru. You're welcome. It was terrible. I didn't say it. Everyone else did. Yeah. Good times. Good. Very good. Good times. I can say
Actually, I gotta speaking of pops, I've got 5 still this year.
I found what the hell was it?
Not to plug it, but Entertainment Earth, they come in what they call mint condition. They awesome packaging. Let me tell you, not a single.
The hell did I get? I know I had like Mick Foley, which was a gift. I got myself the Fiend, which let's not even get into that. And then I got Edge, and who the hell? See, who's the fourth one?
By the way, the Fiend value went down in price. It was $33, is now $32.
Hey, I will find.
I have this app called Hobby DB where you can actually scan it and it gives you daily updates on what goes up and what goes down.
How about you share it and put the link in the comments?
I can always do that. My CM Punk one is valued at $260. That is my most expensive Punk.
Shut up.
I wish I would have got the one with the pink trunks because that is like double the amount.
But just think, you can just be like, I could just be at Lowe's Foods and run into William Rotunda. No, I'm not. Wyndham, sorry. William Wyndham. Hey, you, can I be a dickhead and get a picture? That's what I said when I met Chase Elliott one year. Like, hey, can I be a dick and get a picture? Like, yeah, man. What? Like, I know you're trying to get the hell away from human beings. No one else realizes who you are. There was like 15 of us in the lobby. It's like, I know that guy. Can I be a dick and get a pic? Like, yeah, cool. Thanks. Sadly, Sammy's in it, but like, at least I was honest. Can I be a dick and get a picture with you? Sure, man. But at least I'm honest. What? Like, he showed up in his daily driver beat to death car, and there's some asshole going, can I get a picture? There's no one else in the lobby. It was just my group of people. The people at the desk were like, you knew who that was? Like, yeah, I knew who that was. But yeah, share that link. Like, so I'm sure everyone has all that stuff. Oh, Oscar. Oscar was the other one.
Okay.
I turned down getting the China one for some reason. Because I know there's people that have it signed, and no matter what, if I get a China Punk and I ever tried to sell it, it's never getting signed and it'll never get sold. I never sell it, but I mean, the people that are like, but no matter what, there will be a signed one and some poor bastard trying to make money like a scumbag. Like, if I had a China signed one, I'd never get rid of it. That would stay with me personally forever. Like, everything on my, like, and the stacks down there. If it's in a frame, I'm not, or nice clear pop container, I'm not getting rid of it. There's people
Well,
that get it just to
all
sell them.
62 of mine are in pop protectors, except for
And-
one, the Motorhead one, which they don't make protectors for the
You
vinyl
gotta-
one.
You got a Lemmy one?
I got the Lemmy vinyl one. Yep. Last one. I bought it. I got it for $11 because I had a coupon with Hot Topic in my military discount, and it's actually valued at double that price.
I'll give you 30.
You know me and Motorhead, buddy. Just like you. Can't let it go.
Except I still listen to Motorhead on the daily.
I got it on my I got
Not
every I got it.
including intro songs. Like I'm listening to
Oh, I know.
Lemmy, like Killed by Death.
Ace of Spades.
Okay, you go straight into the biggest one. I'm still pissed off that someone got sick, so I couldn't see them at Rebellion one year. Like Motorhead canceled. Mother, what? I'm not going. Like, bro, what?
They're making. I know they're making. I saw one. It's I can't remember the band, but it's 4 different album covers side by side by side, and it's each pop. It's like this long, and I can't remember which one it was. But they're coming out with that. I can't remember. But seriously, Entertainment Earth. The nice thing about Entertainment Earth is they actually bring stuff back that has sold, and like people are selling online for like ridiculous amounts. Like I pre-ordered Zoom
Well,
from
everyone
the
does that.
Flash. Yeah, like Entertainment Earth, it's always the value. It's always like the regular pops with shipping is like $15 across the board.
That's not bad, actually. With all
Yeah, it's really is not is guaranteed mint. If you open up the box and you are not happy, you put it back in the box. You email them, they respond within an hour. You slap a label on it, send it back, and they send you another one.
Here you go. He's going to mention that in the comments.
You got to think about it, man. $15 is worth getting your product,
lot.
and that's everything. I mean, they're not even just pops, action figures, you name it. Like they've got it. It's insane.
And anyone that pays attention to that game, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't, that probably, listen, that aren't into the, pops
Yeah.
or the autographs or anything. Like $15, and that's all you need. What? That's really, really good on a lot of it.
Yeah.
Especially with shipping prices right now because of the
yeah.
holidays,
Oh,
because
yeah.
everything's backed up, because
I mean, you wait.
Because-
I usually
let's go,
get my
Brandon.
I usually get my pops within 5 days, which is pretty damn good.
phenomenal.
And they're coming
Everything's
from Cali. They're coming from Cali.
California, but they're in California already, which is the
Yeah.
problem. Like they're not sitting on a boat. All 150 plus of them sitting in the Pacific right
Yeah.
now. That's another story for another day. If you want to hear me go off on that, I'd say watch the other show, but I can't even hit that right now. I did hit good on inflation, but he will share the links. We have been on for over 2 hours, so
I know, right?
I think it's about time I shut the hell up. Hard to believe I do shut up before I get killed when I go out there, but we all love you. Justin will be back. I know I know your schedule now, your night, so we can fit some more in. But again, all the people that reach out to him, everyone that doesn't know, regardless, he's been going through some hell. And it was good to finally get to sit down and talk to him through all of it. We all have your back.
I appreciate it.
We all love you. Just don't call my ass after 1 o'clock in the morning, because then I am guaranteed unconscious and you'll just get me going. And then you'll hang up before I can even read the damn thing. What the fuck does that say? Oh, he's gone. Yeah, I don't need that, but we appreciate you being here. Thanks. It wouldn't have been a birthday. It wouldn't have been 100th birthday without you here. So
I know.
as you were a large part of most of them, I'd say 2/3 of them, wouldn't have been right without you. So thanks for coming around. Remember to post that in the comments whenever I share it, so everyone can get the link to that, because I don't
And we
even have
need
that link on my phone.
a quick shout out for the 100th here. That means we're in 3 digits. That means Dan Stevens, get with us. Get your ass on here. We want to hear you.
Thank God, because I was about to say, what, you have no excuses anymore.
I can always set up something where Dan and I are both here, or if I know he's got a computer, and when we can at least pull him away. I know he's a busy guy too. Taking care of fam
kids,
and whatnot.
all that stuff. Yeah, but got to get him on here about
Yeah.
his side of it. This isn't the dark side. I'm the dark side.
The first ever wrestling with ski triple threat episode.
I still win. Because I can tell everyone to go goodbye with one click of the finger. And I don't got Vince in my corner, but get him on here. Remember, if you like the videos, please follow along, like all platforms for the videos, which is Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. All it takes is a second to go on there and click subscribe, write a comment on the video. The more comments you put, the better up it is on the list when people search wrestling stuff, which helps us out. It helps you out if you enjoy it. Don't forget to also go on for audio. Oh, bear with me. This is a long one. Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Sketcher, Overcast, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Those are all the one I can keep track of and monetize with a little bit that we get. Also on iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. All 12 of them. For the love of God, guess what, people? You say there's 3 fingers there. I only went to 9. Don't forget to go on all those. But again, and give a review on Facebook, because the more reviews you get, the higher we up on the thing, and it helps everyone out. But comment, tell us what you think, because we don't know if we're doing a good job or if you think I'm batshit crazy, which I am. Unless you tell us. So comment away.
And
let us know what you think.
Just a quick shout. I just shared the Hobby DB app. Go ahead and check it out. It's on the page.
Because he's such a lover, not a fighter. And like always, I will be back. Love of God, I'm sure. Never mind tomorrow, 'cause I got stuff to talk about. And I don't like to sleep at night. And I don't sleep at night. But I do love some wrestling, and I love all of y'all. So it fills the void in being a normal person. Sleeping, he knows what it's like. But what the hell is sleep? I'll sleep when I'm dead, literally. But
Yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget to check out all the socials. He'll be back when he can, but I do appreciate you coming back. I'm sure we all like hearing your voice.
I appreciate it. It does help.
Right? Like getting it all out. Like it's actually amazing how amazing it feels for that little bit, even though we went a lot longer than a little bit. But they can come out.
Better late than never.
We made up for it. So all that being said, though, I am Ski.
And Michael Keaton is the Batman.
Christian Bale still did it better, but what the hell do I know? It was more modern. He had a better chance. Technology was better. Like, judge me. I just believe him angry over Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton played Jack Frost. Christian Bale literally lost like 3 million pounds to be the mechanic. Like, who do you believe more? The end.
Yeah.
And we will.
I got a story on Christian Bale about the mechanic and what diet he actually used.
It's terrifying. So
yeah, really scary.
You later. So enjoy yourselves. Be good to each other. Enjoy some wrestling. Watch Crown Jewel and tell us what you think, or anything else that we mentioned, except for Snitsky, because if you don't find that funny, you're wrong, and don't tell me, because you're just. And be good to each other, and peace.